Well, hello, beautiful people. How we doing today? We are back at it once again with the book "Excuse Me, Your Life Is Waiting" by Lynn Grabhorn, and we are into chapter 9. This is all about relationships, and we are on part 43. And this is a thing because you know especially what she was talking about yesterday about the culprit to blame, and understanding that all falls back on us first, right? And then once we want to fix us, the world around us starts to change, and we are playing a part in attracting these things, even though we want to blame it on our partner or colleague, whatever or whatnot. We still want to make it go back to us, and so we're going deeper into explaining this stuff. So she's going to be talking more about the vibrational ping pong of going back and forth when it comes to these things. So let's go ahead and keep it going. And I hope you guys are really enjoying this. Make sure to comment down below because it really does help me in understanding like what you guys feedback is on this when it comes to these videos as I'm producing these every day. And make sure to do that when you get a chance. All right, here we go.
Vibrational ping pong. One of my first jobs after I got out of college was in New York City, working for what was, at that time, the largest catalog photography house in the world. They did all the fashion shots and most of the still life photos for Sears and Montgomery Ward. The best part of my job was working with the stylists, the gals who had to make sure the clothes fit just right by stuffing everything from rolling pins to beer cans in all the right places. Day in and day out, the top male and female models of the day whizzed through our studios. I didn't pay much attention to them, but there was one striking, tall, willowy redhead who seemed to be the constant butt of everyone's jokes. Each time she'd breathe in, by the time she was ready to leave, a whole new round of wisecracks was circulating through the office before she was out the door. It seems this gal had a revolving boyfriend problem. So revolving that each time she showed up for a shoot, which was several times a week, she'd either be wailing about the last one or in ecstasy over the new one. She was like a ping pong ball, breaking up every time the ball crossed the net. That bastard, he wouldn't return one of my calls. He's just like all the rest, so engrossed in his own petty world, he has no time for mine. He seems to have time for the other girlfriends, though. All she could do was blame, 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 and attract so many more clones, so fast, it became the standing corporate joke. Off and on, someone felt a twinge of compassion and said something like, "How can such a beautiful girl like that have such a string of bad luck? With all she's got going for her, how could that happen?" String of bad luck? No. This beautiful young woman was attracting from her old vibrational script, her old habitual way of viewing men. Her script never changed. She knew she could attract men like bees to honey, and indeed she did. But they all ended up being the same kind, attracted by what she was continually vibrating. As each poor clone would turn up, only to pass into extinction, she'd flow out yet another litany of negative don't wants to attract the next one, and the next, and the next.
Right.
Since her dominant vibration regarding her string of ex-boyfriends was always that rotten person, that's all she ever attracted, rotten person replicas. The blame she held in her memories sent out such powerfully magnetized vibrations, there was never a chance for a different kind of relationship to activate. To forgive is to what? First comes blame, and then comes what? Forgiveness? Maybe, maybe not. It goes without saying that the exalted position of forgiveness can come about only after one has first convicted. which means the way we usually look at forgiveness is not much different from blame, which means we rarely genuinely forgive. Something happens. Somebody says something. And then, like the trained seals we are, we vibrationally bark back. If we'd let it go at that, we'd be in great shape. But we continue to allow our negative emotions to spill out all over the place. And bam, we're into the blame mode. But now let's say that we've decided to forgive somebody. How nice. Here's the flash. Forgiveness is a releasing of our resistance to positive energy, not the transgressors at whom we are so benevolently aiming our forgiving smile. Forgiveness is about forgetting the thing ever happened in the first damn place. Ho, ho. Usually when we forgive, we are acknowledging that whoever we're forgiving has done a wrong, which is probably true. Then, even though we say we forgive, we secretly hold on to the dastardliness of the wrong. Yet true forgiveness is about no longer holding on to or stewing over, focusing on the thing that got us all riled up to begin with. And that holds true whether it happened 5 minutes or 50 years ago. Why? Because unless we let it go, we'll keep getting more of it. That's why. If we hold on to it, it's in our vibration. And if it's in our vibration, we're either going to attract it or something similar in vibration over and over and over. If there's a need to forgive, there had to be judgment or blame preceding that need. Otherwise, there'd be no reason to forgive. And judgment or blame means we're focusing on a don't want. So the first step in forgiving, and you're probably not going to like this, is releasing the resistance that caused the blame in the first place, meaning the ability to say and mean, who cares? Who gives a hoot? Maybe the idiot did do something awful, something really tasteless. So what? What we're talking about now is honest to God, unconditional love. Something I'm sure not 1 in 50 million of us has ever understood. I didn't. I always thought unconditional love meant you loved somebody in spite of what a degenerate they were, which of course meant I was still focusing on their degenerateness, holding it in my own vibration. What unconditional love really means is I will keep my valve open to well-being no matter what crazy thing you've done. Remember, you don't have to change it or even like it. You just have to stop focusing on it. It means I don't need conditions to be just right to be happy. I'm not going to pay any more attention to your silly habits because I don't need everything to be perfect for my love to flow to you. You can be nasty. You can say mean, hurtful things, but your choice does not affect my choice, which is to keep my valve open and feel good. I am no longer blaming any negative conditions and or your negative habits for the way I feel. Sure, I know that sounds nearly impossible, but what's it going to take for us to allow happiness? The neat thing about getting into this space of I don't give a hoot what you do or did, my valve is staying open anyhow, is that you are automatically allowing the kind of conditions to come in that you want. Definitely the name of the game. You are no longer hinging how you experience life on the actions of others. Am I saying to forgive an abuser? No, not in the old sense, never. To forgive in the old normal way means you're still holding the wrong in your vibration and inviting more of the same. I'm saying forget it. Get your own valve open, write a new script, and vibrate your way out of that mess. Am I saying to forgive an adulterer? No, not in the old way. If the agreement between the two of you is monogamy, I'm saying forget it and get your own valve open if you don't want it repeated in this relationship or the next. Either you're going to vibrationally pull in the harmony you desire or a new mate. So am I saying don't forgive? Good gravy, no. On the contrary, I'm saying forgive at the drop of a hat. Do I forgive you? Of course. Now what's next? That's a long, long way from, well, I don't know, honey. That was a pretty awful thing you did. Even a little bit of forgiving at a time will work. Then a little more and a little more, if that's the only way you can do it. But one thing's for sure, unless you want more of the same, forgiving ultimately means forgetting. The plain fact is, focusing on what you don't want in a relationship is never going to get you what you want. Never in a billion years. For a relationship to change to your liking, it's gotta be focus off the condition, focus onto opening the valve. Yours. That's the only way your unwanted conditions are ever going to change, and the only way your relationship will survive.
Hmm.
How can I help?
Okay. Well, this is interesting. Ooh. I don't even remember this chapter. That's the interesting thing, but um, I'm a little speechless. I don't know how you guys feel, right? I mean, it's and again, I know she's not trying to say, you know, be a mortar, right? Don't let the person walk all over you. But I do see the correlation of being able to forgive and forget, so that you can move on, so that you don't keep attracting it, you know. So it's just seeing that person in a good light, but from a distance, but not holding a grudge towards them. And I do notice. I am seeing this as she's saying that. Like, I'm noticing the patterns that I have, and I'm sure you guys have. Right? Relate down below and comment down below if you have. In a situation like this. Been in a situation or know that these are patterns that do occur. I mean, that first example. I mean, wait, I've seen that firsthand, from other people all the time, where they're just constantly attracting the same person, or it's like, who's the flavor of the month? Um, so there is some truth to this. So I would definitely challenge you guys to sit with this one, maybe listen to it a couple more times, pass it on to a friend, have a discussion in regards to this, because I feel like it's a topic that's not talked about enough. Um, it's a very tough thing to do, but at the same time, if the goal is to open valve and we don't want to keep attracting the same things that we're attracting, and we now understand that this is why it's happening, are we just going to be stubborn and not do it? So I'll let you guys sit with that one. If you guys haven't already, like and subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any of this great content. And until next time, you guys make it a great day. Take care.